What's going on, guys? GuardianCast. We actually have some crap to talk about today.
You forgot to do our shtick up front. Remember? We talked about this?
Yeah. Well, we could talk about what Eddie's doing.
Well, no. The shtick was supposed to be like,
Welcome
Oh,
to
good
this
God.
episode of GuardianCast, third
what number are we on?
76.
76. Today we discuss
Sandbox updates.
Sandbox updates and
Eddie's secret.
Eddie's secret and
Yeah.
much more. Now to the main event. A word from our sponsors.
Well, you could
you
also
know that-
update everybody on what you were up to for the past 3 weeks, too.
I can do that. I can do
Yeah.
that. But first, the word from our sponsors.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 doctors recommend Colgate? Hashtag Colgate.
All right. Imagine Guardian Cast sponsored by toothpaste.
Yo. That would
Listen,
actually
that
be
was
awesome.
for free, Colgate.
Yeah.
If you're listening at Colgate and help us,
I get the feeling somehow that, like, if they agreed to that, it would be because they never listened to this show, and that if at any point they did listen to it, they'd be like, wow, we made a huge mistake.
yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. But for the past 3 weeks, I don't know, it was different every week.
Well, I mean, we told everyone that you were working with the CIA on some top secret stuff, so
Oh yeah, that week.
yeah.
Yeah, I was working with the CIA, trying to infiltrate this girl's heart. Mission failed.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Rip me, brother.
If you're listening to this show, girl, feel guilty.
Oh my god, no, dude. No. Dude, I know for sure that she saw that tweet, but we're still like meeting up for movies next week. I don't
Oh,
know.
dude, why are you doing this to yourself?
Dude, I just really like this girl.
You
Man,
are a
like
masochist.
a lot. Like, she's so sweet.
Won't get into
Oh,
it. Not touching that.
She's so sweet and so beautiful. And
This is making me very sad.
and she doesn't like me really that much, which I guess is my type.
Man. All right, we're gonna move past it.
All right, let's keep going.
So Destiny. Destiny is a game where people are playing right now, and I've been playing, and the only prep you can do is farming for materials, so I've been doing that a lot, and it's pretty boring, but it's getting done. And there's a community event going on right now on Mars where they changed absolutely nothing about the game, and people are doing it, and they put out an infographic in this TWAB, and it looks like it's getting done, you know?
Not like a ton.
Well, 100% of Escalation Protocol is already done.
Yeah, but we got a lot of fucking souls to kill, bro.
Yeah, I mean, somebody does. I'm not gonna do it. Like, I did my one Nightfall to get credit for this, and I'm out. So.
Why do you need credit for this?
Well, you have to do one Nightfall to get the emblem when they if the community achieves these goals.
Can it be like a strange terrain, or does it have to be the Zol one?
Ooh, I don't remember. I did the Zol one.
Okay.
I don't remember, but they're both on Mars, right? So
they're both on Mars, and one is like, I don't know. I did a Nightfall, and I did a shit ton of Escalation Protocol. So I did my piece. That's all the effort I'm putting in.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with it. The rest is gonna be on you, Glad. So you're gonna have to just keep cranking away at that.
Yeah, you just gotta kill, 60,000 more Zols.
Reese says it can be either one. So
nice.
Yeah, so you'll get the emblem when this gets done, because I'm sure it's gonna get done. Like I have faith that there are some people out there doing this. I gotta say, I know that this was something they just threw together because they delayed the release of Shadowkeep. But if you're gonna do a community event like this, like a couple of things, I would definitely attach at least some form of loot to it. Like
Yeah.
just at least one thing to chase. Like I am not gonna sit there in an escalation protocol grinding stuff I already have for no reason. So let's just get that out of the way. And then the other thing is you could put these trackers in the game. I mean, I know we've said that like a million times when they used to have faction rallies and stuff, but even if like you use that daily news update thing, you know, when you log in, how sometimes it's like Iron Banner is coming next week. They could just put
Yeah.
this infographic when you log in on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And those would be two quality of life improvements. I'm not saying it would be the best event in the world, but it would at least be a little better than this. So
Yeah, I think that Goth had a great suggestion. He was like, "Yeah, put the tracker on a new ghost for us," you know, and then like at the end of the event, I don't know, the ghost could be loot or whatever. But if you could like just check it on a ghost, you know, like the kill tracker one or something,
mm-hmm.
check all the stats, that'd be cool. I'd be into that.
Yep. Yeah. Hey, remember when Destiny 2 came out and they were like, if you pre-order the game, you get a kill tracker ghost, and we were like, yeah, that probably won't be the only one, and that's like the only one
Yeah,
that they ever
It's the
put
only
in.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and it's also like nobody uses it.
Yeah, because you don't get the other perks on it, so.
Yeah, it's not a good ghost. Like, good job, Bung. Let's go, y'all.
Yep.
Killing it with those pre-order bonuses. Mm. Dude, like, I don't know. So, did you see the picture of like the new Crucible map?
I did, and I'm glad that there's at least another map, you know, and it's a new map, not just like an old map.
Yeah, but like I don't really trust them with new maps. It doesn't look, dude. It doesn't look too good, man.
I really cannot make a judgment based on what
I
I'm looking
can.
at.
I can, dude. This shit. Look, you just have to look at it for 7 seconds to see that there's no cover.
And that is like the why Destiny 2 maps suck ass is because there's no cover. The best maps in Destiny 1 were like Exodus Blue, the best map were Cauldron, like stuff where there's tons of places to break line of sight. This is like a bunch of giant circles.
Well, first of all, Cauldron was terrible because of those doors. So like
The
let's not
doors
bring
suck.
that up. Yeah.
The doors suck. Yeah.
But this I don't know what's happening in there. Like I don't know what's happening on the inside of that thing. So I don't know. I'm going to keep an open mind about it.
It's like big lanes, large areas with like huge like walls like blocking shit off. You know, we don't really need any more of that. We already have Eternity.
Eternity. I don't know. I mean, like we have one screenshot of it and it's like concept art or whatever, so
I don't think that's concept art, dude. I think that's the map.
is that like the flying in thing, you think? The like the first image that they show before they like show the map name or whatever?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
It looks like a slightly less good version.
Of Pantheon.
What was that? No, the map that they released in year 3. The one with like the big circle in the middle where everyone flew up the staircases at the start of the Trials game.
I actually liked that map.
I liked that map too, yeah, because
with the statues, right?
Yeah, I like that map.
Don't remember. I'm so bad with map names, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It was symmetrical.
Yeah, it was symmetrical.
This looks like that without the middle part.
Yeah, this actually, what this reminded me of when I first glanced at it is that in the Dreaming City, that spot with like that you never go to with like the big bridge in the middle.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of when I looked at this.
Yeah.
Which, like, you know, when you're running through that, I don't think anyone was ever like, this would make a good Crucible map, but it's a spot. You can go check it out, you know.
Yeah, dude, I would rather like do a 1v1 in like the Whisper mission, you know, like
Oh my god.
I don't know.
Yo,
Sorry,
there's
I
a
don't
guy
mean
at the
to
bottom
mess
of the jumping puzzle. Bottom of the jumping puzzle.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he just passed the second chest.
um,
Fuck, bro.
yeah, wanted to mention too, before we get into the Sandbox updates, how weird it is that the next Bungie bounty has Phil Spencer in it. Like, I never thought I'd see the day that happens.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be on Xbox, and the new Bungie bounty emblem is fucking sick.
It's sick.
So, Xbox players, good luck with that. I am not
Well,
buying
all of us.
Forsaken to try and cross save over there for that, but I will go for that next time it's on PC, I guess.
Yeah.
What do you think of the new director update for the Crucible playlist?
I think it's interesting. I think it looks like more than it is that we're actually getting. I'm super excited about the solo glory playlist. That is the biggest.
Me too.
That is the biggest like victory that we've gotten in Crucible like since the game came out. Like, thank you for adding that. This is a huge W for us.
You gonna try and get to
We're very
5500 solo?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
it's
try
gonna be
too.
way easier.
Yeah,
It's gonna be way easier.
yeah.
Because
The only thing is, like, I am not like I'm gonna do it, but I am not gonna like try and use the in-game team chat to talk with the random people I match with. Like, that's
oh
not
no,
happening.
no, everyone hates those people too that are like they type in the chat. They're like, "Get ready to use your super." Like
Yeah,
that's always
yeah.
like the Titan that's in the back of the map with the what is it, the rally barricade, and is fighting Lion, and he's like, "Come on, guys, we can do this." It's like, bro, you have a .6.
Yeah,
You, we're playing survival, and you just died all the times.
yeah. Do you like that it's survival?
No,
Okay.
obviously not. It's
Yeah.
not a competitive game mode.
What would you rather have them gone with Clash or what?
Clash, zone control,
We don't
not
even have
control.
zone control as a playlist at all.
I
So
know, which is dumb because
yeah.
it was the most competitive uh game type we've ever had in Destiny.
Hmm.
Um I would take zone control, clash,
That wouldn't play well 3v3 though. Zone control. 3 zones,
no,
3v3. Meh.
I don't know. It wouldn't. But again, I don't really I mean it's cool that it's gonna be 3v3, but it's still gonna be super unbalanced,
Do,
it's survival.
do you think
I
it's going to
didn't
be
think that was
6
a necessary
lives?
change.
Since it's 3v3, they have to lower the round to 6 lives, right? Not 8. I would think.
We'll see.
'Cause,
We'll
it's
see.
going to be really long rounds if not.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well,
sure, it certainly could be. I honestly don't get the. I know people wanted 3v3 of some sort. I'm
uh-huh.
not sure why they chose to make competitive all 3v3 instead of like just giving us skirmish or something.
Skirmish would be pretty awesome. I mean, I think this is a holdover. Like, obviously, survival is not people's favorite playlist, and I think
Yeah.
maybe like the plan is putting a 3v3 mode, an actual 3v3 mode in there eventually, but I don't think they have
Yeah.
one ready.
I mean, they did say that we are eventually getting Elim in that playlist.
So, do you think that is the way to go, like going forward though, if Trials ever does come back? Because if they're working on elimination, like that's got to be the ultimate goal, and then you don't want the two playlists being the same. So,
Yeah, I don't know. To me, this seems like a pretty solid indication that Trials is not going to come back as Trials of Osiris. That they're like going to try to reinvent the wheel again because why would they like turn a playlist into Trials into Trials Light when they were actually planning on bringing it back? You know what I mean?
uh, I ask myself why Bungie does things a lot, and
Yeah,
there's not always a logical answer for that. So,
that's true.
but as far as this director thing goes, I like a lot of the changes. I don't know about this whole like classic mix
Yeah,
with Supremacy in it, because I definitely don't want to play Supremacy ever, especially now that we know that Equinox is going to be in, or not Equinox, the other one that they're taking out, the Firebase, right, is going to be in
yeah.
that mix.
Yeah, it's like it really doesn't. That let's just talk about the map thing for really quick.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot of shitty maps in the game, and they took out 4 of the good ones.
Yeah.
So it's like we're gonna be playing more probably Equinox.
Well, no, because I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play Supremacy, so I will probably stick in the like control playlist rather than classic mix. You know what I mean? To avoid that situation. But I don't think. Wait, Equinox is not on Supremacy, right? It's only on Breakthrough and here it is. Scorched, Mayhem, and Breakthrough. So those are 3 game modes I'm never ever gonna play.
I'm never gonna play this.
So I won't have to play that map. Its Firebase Echo though is gonna be in Supremacy, Mayhem, and Breakthrough. So for that reason alone, if you want to avoid that map, you got to stay out of the classic mix because you'll get that every once in a while.
I thought they had those grouped together. That's weird that they like.
Yeah, specifically Scorched. Like, is that going to be a rotating playlist now?
I fucking hope not, dude.
Like, dude, a whole week of using Scorch cannons.
Just like, why would you even add nodes to the director that were just flaming piles of trash?
Right. That's gonna be the rotating like. Hey, it's Mayhem this week, Scorched next week. Great. A whole icon for like 2 whole weeks that is just a useless thing on my screen. Awesome. So that's something.
That is something. I'm gonna miss Dead Cliffs, bro.
But I mean, you can be happy about the classic mix versus control thing, because if you select control, you get skill-based matchmaking. It's gonna be because.
Wait, is that true?
Yeah, because they said they want it to be a place for new players to go. So basically, it's going to have skill-based matchmaking in it to protect the new players from...
For real?
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so you'll have that.
That is so good.
You know what's ironic, dude? Like, I don't like skill-based matchmaking a lot, but the lobby-based matchmaking that's been happening is actually way worse. Yeah. Like it's weird because like I don't have to play against players that are as good, but they give me teammates that are worse than I could have possibly imagined, to the point where even bad players, I'm stuck in a spawn trap for ridiculous amounts of times, just coming in, getting shot immediately, and it's like I can't believe that this is happening. You know, like solo queuing right now is the worst experience that I have ever had in Destiny. It's way worse than any other point in its life cycle.
I don't know. I think that there have been like a couple of worse points, but this is definitely down in the dumps. But yeah, having a skill-based playlist, you know, is going to be great. I always ask for that. It's nice to like choose between hanging out with friends and then like you can only play so many games where you're just like mercying other teams, you know, and like running through shit and like fighting your teammates for kills before you just want to quit the game, you know.
Well,
so it'll be great
it's weird because we had that experience when we played the other day, and like when I get in a full stack of people, like that seems to be what always happens, but then it's like just such a hard turn to be like solo, and you're just like this is an uphill battle that is just impossible to climb.
Playing with 2 good players is like the prime
that's perfect.
Experience. Duo?
Yeah, as long as you don't match a stack of 6, which is actually pretty rare. You don't match a stacks of 6 in quick play very often. Then you're totally fine with 2 people. Going in with 1, it's pretty tough. You're probably going to have like I think like I was looking at my stats and it's like solo right now I can only win like 40% of games. Just like that's like a hard cap. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the competitive changes, is that here or no? This is just the director changes for competitive. We talked about that already. 6v6 control. Oh yeah, they're keeping 4v4 in too. So there's gonna be a 6v6 weekly mode and a 4v4 weekly mode. So that's 2 nodes on there. So they can be like Scorched and Mayhem at the same time.
Yeah, I don't really get the I don't know, weekly nodes just make me uncomfortable.
Hmm.
I don't think that anyone's ever really like that. Just like give me like a 4v4 rotator or something. I don't
Hmm.
know. Weekly modes.
Yep.
Odd.
All right, so heavy ammo. They're changing it to be communal, like Destiny 1. I do like the change. It's gonna be a little bit different though. You're gonna have 7 seconds to get to the crate, I guess, after it gets activated. And then you get it. Everybody's gonna have it at the same time, and once it's gone, it's gone. I don't know. Do they say?
How many times does that happen? Is
Well,
that
that's
clarified?
what not. They don't tell you that, and I'm
Because
worried about
that is
that.
very important.
It is important. If they left it at the same frequency as now, this would be a change that is much worse than what we're
Yes.
dealing with. I would hope it's at a maximum twice, maybe hopefully once, but per game.
Yeah.
Uh,
We just gotta hope that they make that mature decision because if all of a sudden, like every minute and a half, there's 6 people with 3 truth rockets, like
yeah,
I'm gonna seppuku.
yeah. But I also wonder, like, is it gonna drop from Guardians too on the ground? Because I hope not. I don't want like bricks dropping on the ground from people.
Yeah, that would be ridiculous. Hopefully not.
So there is that. I do hope it's just either once per game, maximum twice per game. Any more than that will be obnoxious.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, here's something that's interesting. So they're changing the way streaks work. I kind of
Ugh.
like this change. You don't like this?
There's just some shit in here that's
Oh yeah. But the streaks thing, so basically the way it works right now, you get up to 5 streaks, you can make the most efficient progress through your experience, but if you lag out or lose a match, then your streak resets all the way back to 0 and you're making much less efficient progress. It takes 5 games to build it back up. It's a lot of time, so if you fuck up, then it's like, oh my god, now it's going to be hours of trying to rebuild that. So now all that's going to happen is if you're on a 5 streak and you lose one, it goes down to a 4 streak. We'll talk about the next thing, which I think is what you're more frustrated about, but what do you think of that change, first of all?
So generally, I hate it.
Okay.
I think that like any change, like this is just another drop in the bucket. I would be fine with that if would have not already been like 4 changes in the past like season to make pinnacle weapons more accessible.
Okay.
But I think that this is just like I think that we were already like standing on the edge, and I think this is really like the push to just like, you know, Oprah Winfreying pinnacle weapons. Especially
Yes.
combined with
Well, I think
uh
the other changes are much bigger for that. But like I was thinking about this more so in the higher tiers. I mean, there's been many times where we've been grinding away and we're just like up till like 6 in the morning,
yeah.
queuing and waiting like 30 minutes for a match, and then we lose one, and it's like we might as well stop playing because now we've lost a bunch of score
Yeah.
and the whole streak. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
but it's a grind and it's it sucks that the match times are that long, but I don't think the band-aid is like, hey, let's make it easier because the match time's no longer. You know what I mean?
Well, it softens the blow. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
easier because at that rank you're still gonna lose points. I don't know. I'm not talking about the lower ranks yet. We'll talk about that in a second and
Yeah.
the way that it's changing. But I'm gonna have to see how it goes. But think about in the solo playlist that we're excited to play when you're up
Yeah.
in like to the mythic range, 3,500 plus. If you lose one game because you got a match to bad teammates, it would just suck to have to like rebuild that whole streak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Yeah, it
I
would.
just think
But
this is gonna keep people more engaged and actually wanting to play the playlist.
I can see that.
The next part though, this is where I think we're gonna be on the same page about what you're talking about. So now they're making it where in the competitive playlist, you're not gonna lose glory until after you hit Fabled. So basically, if anyone, and I mean anyone,
You can lose glory, but not if it would drop your rank.
what?
Yeah.
I thought it said
No. You can lose glory,
oh, if doing no.
but not if it drops your rank. So the thing is, you just like at this point,
Okay.
it's like a ladder, and every step of it is just like you step up, and then it's like you only have to win like so many matches until you like are another step up on the ladder. You know what I mean?
Okay, but above Fabled, you can lose your rank.
Yes.
Okay.
But like
Well,
2100
that's
pinnacle
better than I
weapons,
thought. I
it's better.
misread that. Oh
It's
my
better than you
god.
thought. But in combination with the other thing,
Yeah.
2100 pinnacle weapons are now the easiest grab for any player.
Yeah.
It's like not really a pinnacle weapon anymore.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. Like, are they gonna? They should add more 5500 pinnacle weapons if they're gonna like just throw these around. But like
They're
the
not
thing that
going to
sucks
though.
is they're not going to.
Yeah.
And now we're kind of like pinnacle weapons were really cool when there were only a few of them, but now they're becoming like such a staple of the game, and they take up the energy slot, or sorry, they take up a legendary slot instead of an exotic. So like the game is really getting toxic with all of these like hyper powerful weapons. You know, like Crucible is feeling broken. Things like the Mountaintop Recluse combo. Things like
And
the
going forward, I know you haven't been in the last couple podcasts, but with them like having this new vision of like each season things come and go and they take
yeah
it away at the end of the season, then I don't know. I kind of see like why they're making this change to make it more accessible, but at the same time it's kind of watering things down.
yeah yeah. It's weird. It's definitely not the direction I would have chosen.
Yeah.
Um, you know, but it's what it is. Uh, Comp is looking really weird. Recubs are dead. Comp recubs are just dead. There's, you know,
Oh, for the pinnacle weapons, yeah, because you'd
yeah,
have to just be like really bad at the game, and then at that point, it's like you're probably not the type of person who's thinking about paying for a recov. So
yeah. But then things get really weird because they use some pretty confusing language talking about the next point. And also, why would you ever think the system is a good idea? So the skill and glory matchmaking
yeah, I
has
actually
no.
like this, but so I'm curious to hear your
Yeah, I
position
don't know.
on it.
I think this is a disaster piece.
Okay, okay,
All right. Destiny has always tracked player skill behind the scenes, taking into account things like kills, damage dealt, and so forth. Yeah,
mhm.
they're talking about,
Yeah,
like your
ELO,
hidden MMR
yeah,
score,
basically, yeah,
like the stuff that they use to like put you in skill-based matchmaking.
yep,
These all contribute to a player's skill rating, which you can see on DTR. And so they've mapped these ratings to
yeah,
glory rank.
right,
So that before you even log into a competitive match, like they have an idea of where you're gonna sit,
mm-hmm.
and they're like pushing you towards that place
Faster,
faster
yeah,
or slower.
right.
There's
Well, there's a base rate right now that
a
exists, and
base rate.
it can't be any slower than that.
It can't be any slower than that.
Yeah.
But it is just kind of weird to say like, hey, like, we know you're good at the game. Like,
Well, let me give you the counterpoint because I know it's taking away the grind a little bit, but I've always said I think it seems silly to me that if you're somebody who gets to 5500 that at the next season that you have to like dump on trash cans for like 12 hours straight to get like back up to I don't know 3500 plus. Um and I always thought like each season if you were like 5500 they should start you at like 3000 or something because it's
yeah,
pointless to have you going up against these people who are just
yeah.
trying to like grind up to their fabled weapon.
And then it's a worse experience for them.
Right.
And I get that. And the
Yeah.
change that you just explained
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
But like the idea of getting in a lobby with like three of my friends and
Uh-huh.
like us jumping into comp together.
And then
And
you
then, like,
accelerating faster than them.
yeah, it's
I
just
see.
it feels weird.
Hmm.
It doesn't seem right, and I don't trust. Like, I hate things being
But in
like
the
behind the
solo
scenes and
playlist,
hidden.
dude, you're just gonna blast through it faster. It will work basically the same way I just explained. It'll just be a couple of games instead of a lot of games where you have to
Yeah,
play against people who are bad.
again, it's just like another hidden system that's like them like trying to fit us in these slots.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That feels weird. It doesn't feel good. Especially if you're someone who's like been playing since like year one and they have your stats set in like some spot and like you can never change what's going on behind the scenes
Yeah.
because you have so many kills,
Right.
that like you could never change your averages. Like,
Well, I think that all of this stuff is just an attempt to keep engagement in this playlist up. They wanted to do a lot of sweeping changes because basically, if more people go into the beginning of comp and have like a good experience, then more people will play it.
that's
Um,
true, and I think that's good.
yeah,
I don't know if that'll translate to more people at the higher ranks though.
it won't.
Yeah.
I think the solo playlist might translate to more people at the higher ranks.
I think so.
So I don't know, like there is some weird stuff to be concerned about in there. I'm not sure how it'll play out. But I think overall, like I'm excited to play comp next season. I've only since like Forsaken when we played and got to 5500, I've only been playing to 2100 since then because there's been no real reason for me to play other than the Unbroken title, and it just didn't seem worth like the queues and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I think with this new light coming out, all that kind of stuff, the solo playlist, I might give it a shot again next season to try and get to 5500. You know?
Yeah. I think I've been putting off Unbroken for so long. Like
Yeah.
the past 3 seasons I could have done it, but I've just literally only played comp with students. So every season I get to like 35 or 4, and then I'm like, I don't really give a shit. But
Yeah.
I'm at like 35 again, and I think I'm just gonna go in starting tonight and just like try to like finally edge it out because it's like there's no point to not.
So you can finish it when Shadowkeep drops.
No,
Or do you,
I could have finished it for the past 3 seasons.
oh, do you already have two?
Yeah,
Okay, gotcha.
I've had to.
Yeah, that's cool.
I just like
That'll
haven't
take your
cared.
incentive out to play next season. Because then
No,
I'm
I mean
sure.
I love playing
Yeah.
comp. I
Yeah.
love playing comp. Comp is the most fun
Mm,
Crucible experience, especially if you're duo queuing.
mm.
I love to like solo queue or duo queue comp. Just like, wow, this is actually a game instead of just running around mindlessly shooting things.
All
Quick
right.
play feels like PvE sometimes.
Yeah. Let's jump into the sandbox changes that are coming.
Not really a lot to talk about there.
You don't think so?
No,
Okay.
I don't think any of this is. I think the only thing really to be excited about is the spectral nerf.
Really? Wait, Spectral Nerf. Oh, you mean the wall hacks? Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, I'm
I would
excited
have liked to
about
see
Tether
different
being
things.
able to one-shot people.
That's gonna be sick. They
That's
didn't talk about like Striker Titan, chaining.
well, they only talked about void subclasses, right? Oh
Is that
no, War to
no?
Dawn too.
Yeah.
Everything else is void though. So that it's just void subclasses and then War to Dawn.
A Ward of Dawn is point.
Oh, I'm sorry, I meant Well of Radiance. That's the
Oh,
one
well, of Radiance. Yeah, I just
that's
wish that
not
they
there.
would have given us an update on, like, hey, like Striker and Dawnblade are fucked,
Yeah.
and we're gonna make sure that you stop getting fucked by Striker and Dawnblade. And I
Yeah.
get like we've already talked about the armor changes, but
Yeah.
I don't think that in like the picture of the sandbox that they're painting, it's really gonna make that big of a difference.
Well, do you think like obviously for PvE, this Night Stalker quiver is looking better. What like do you think that this like buff that they're doing has viability in PvP? Like, can you throw it at your teammates and have them run flanks and stuff like that? Do you think that's gonna be something that happens or no?
I really
Yeah.
don't. I
Yeah.
don't see people using it any differently.
Right.
I'm sure that there will be a Cammy Cakes video, and he'll be like, "Oh my god, this is great!" And then
Yeah.
everybody's gonna run into quick play, and they're gonna be like, "Let me show my teammates." But it, again, looking from like a top-down balancing, like it's not gonna change anything.
So yeah, we saw it in the stream that they ran that strike in. I do think in PvE, like some of these abilities will be pretty decent. I still don't know whether it'll be worth running this in PvE though, with the reduced range on those tethers versus like actually being able to use it on like the top tree tether. But I mean, it's improvements, but they're just not really making this quiver thing be.
No.
At least even with quiver, you'll be able to one-shot people, but it's like a worse golden gun. So I don't know.
Yeah. But so I mean, on the PvP side, things are kind of weird. But on the PvE side, Reese says amazing changes. It's definitely controversial changes. Rally Barricade and Luna factions. Those are big changes.
Yeah, they're probably those nerfs specifically, coupled with the Well of Radiance nerf, probably the biggest nerfs we've seen since Destiny 2 launched.
I think this is like comparable to the Whisper nerf. That was kind of a really big thing.
Yeah, but this is more things at once.
This is more things. Yeah. It's like 3 times, but
I do think it's good because I know you're probably not playing PvE right now, but basically everything is just use the mountaintop and breach loading grenade launchers and sit in a well and fire them constantly. That's what PvE is right now, and it's like very mindless.
Dude, what's going to be interesting is with these, for anyone who's listening that doesn't know, Rally Barricade and Luna factions now no longer instantly reload your shit. They make it to where you reload faster.
Yeah, basically it'll be comparable to Outlaw Reload, is what they've said.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah.
People are going to have to learn how to actually do Riven. You know?
Yeah.
Like.
Well, no, I think, dude. Okay, so Prospector's got a huge magazine. I think you can still one-phase Riven with the reload.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be. You definitely need like a team. It's definitely going to be harder than it is now.
It'll be harder, but like, picture this: Ward of Dawn and a well, right? Just so you don't die. And then you basically every time you have to outlaw reload, you just peek back into the Ward of Dawn and back out, and I'm sure you'll be fine. You'll still be able to cheese them. It'll just take a little more coordination than now.
Yeah. No, we could cheese the fuck out of Riven still. Yeah. Yeah.
But soloing stuff, like this is one thing I was talking about. I tried it last week, and the next week Curse comes around in 2 weeks from now. I will be attempting another flawless Shattered Throne because it's going to be pretty much fucking impossible after these changes.
Yeah, it's gonna be. It's definitely gonna be. It's definitely gonna be weird. I'm excited for it. I think if they couple these changes with more mechanically interesting fights, then
well, they'll have more freedom to do that.
So much more fun. What's up?
They'll have more freedom to design that kind of stuff.
They will have more freedom to design that kind of stuff. But right now, there are a lot of fights that are like, hey, we're just like destroying this sponge, you know?
Yeah,
like,
that's standing still.
Sponge. And the one thing that was great about these barricades, was that it made those not seem like so unbearable, So yes, a lot of encounters are going to be more pleasurable. There's also going to be some stuff that feels like shit again.
Here's something that I think people are sleeping on a little bit. I don't know if people realize it, but Ward of Dawn is going to be way more powerful than it was in Destiny 1 because number 1, as by default, it's going to have Armor of Light and Weapons of Light at the same time.
It's gonna have both?
Because Armor of Light has always been built into it.
Okay.
And so Weapons of Light is being added to it. It's not something you choose like you did in Destiny 1, right?
Oh, I thought that's for normal bubble?
Yeah,
Dude, I don't know if that's accurate.
it's accurate. You
For
have
real?
you have Armor of Light right now is all it does, right? And they're just
Yeah.
adding weapons to it.
Oh,
So
I
that
didn't know that.
that's going to be stronger. And then on top of that, there's an exotic, I can't remember what the name of it is, where you can get Blessing of Light for putting an exotic on. So you could literally have all three. Blessing, weapons, and armor on one Titan.
I'm pretty into that. I'm sure that if that's the case, that they'll add some kind of protection, you know?
Here's
Against
another
that.
thing. For solo strats, a lot of people didn't know this in Destiny 1, but with Armor of Light, if you can wedge it next to a piece of cover to where you can head glitch and crouch out the top of the bubble, you will have Armor of Light and be able to shoot at the enemies. And so if you have Blessing, Armor, and Weapons, and you're doing that, you are going to be an invincible person firing at enemies. So
that sounds great. That sounds great. I love everything about that.
So technically, like from that perspective, it could be considered even stronger than Well of Radiance is right now, aside from the auto-reloading Lunafaction thing. But
Yeah.
it'll be interesting how that ends up working out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested to see what happens there.
Do you think with the armor changes coming to roaming
you mean the
supers,
resistance changes?
the
Resistance is being gone off of armor?
right? So the two changes they're making is they're making individual changes to each of the roaming supers to bring down their resistance, and Masterwork armor is no longer going to buff that at all. So the end result is they've said as a base, like 90 RPM snipers will be able to one-shot kill any roaming super in the game. You think with that change and like supers being more squishy that we will see more use of the one-hit kills like Nova Bomb and Blade Barrage and the Missile Titan? I guess those are the three that we have in the game.
I definitely think we're going to see a Nova meta.
Yeah.
I don't know so much about the other two. I highly doubt it. But I think there's going to be a lot of Nova Bomb and sweats.
And you think that'll be
especially with
Devour,
the astrocyte, you know.
Devour or Cataclysm?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably
Devour, probably, because
Yeah, probably
they buffed Devour, or they buffed the vortex of it, of the Nova Bomb, and then Devour is just a really strong perk that people don't use anymore. So
yeah, and
that'll be interesting to
astrocyte.
see.
If I would definitely play it if I liked Warlock, but I don't know. I honestly am like kind of obsessed with aesthetics. And as much as that sounds, like I would love to play PvP with Blink again. I miss it a lot. But I'm like not gonna run around in a dress. You know, sorry to say it.
Yeah,
Warlock
I
mains.
wanted to try that with Astrocyte. I never got it though.
Yeah.
Haven't gotten it. Haven't gotten that. Haven't gotten Peregrine Greaves. So
Yeah. But the energy, the super orbs changes, that is very, very, very nice. Those fat 50% reductions.
I'm not
Hell
a fan
yes.
of the kill changes because those were actually performance based. At least the PvP ones, like crash mobs, I get it. But I mean, I'm a fan of people getting their super slower, but I'm a fan of like, hey, if you're doing well, you should be getting more super than other people.
It's only 1%. It's a 1% change on players.
Yeah.
It was 4, now it's 3. You know, fuck it.
Yeah. I hope that how many, like, do you think it's gonna be an average of 2 supers a game? Is that what we're looking at with this?
I don't know. I'd say with these changes, it looks like you have to be playing well to get 2 supers.
Even if you max out intellect.
We'll have to see with
Yeah.
intellect, but I don't know. I think that the no 5 super mod thing is going to make
Oh
a
yeah.
big difference.
You know what I hate right now? Like, I don't know about you. I never run super mods because I
Same.
like my mobility. And the worst thing is when I am fucking slaying out and I just see myself on a streak and I'm at the top of the leaderboard and some jabroni on my team pops the super before me. I'm
Yeah.
just like, what is
Yeah, yeah.
happening in this game, dude? You know, like, what the hell? Like, that person's at like the bottom, and because they have 5 supermods stacked up,
Yeah.
they're just like the first person to pop their super. Garbage. It used to be that if you were doing well, you got the opportunity to also like just lean into that by using your super before anyone else had their super to counter you. Now, you don't
Yeah.
know what to expect. You're running in there, you're like, "Oh, we're destroying this team," but somehow one of them has their super anyway, you know, and they're going to
Yeah.
be able to just blade barrage me when I come in there. So,
Yeah.
like, what the
Yeah, that
heck?
shit sucks. Dude, that Blade Barrage 5 super mod thing was so toxic when it was the comp meta. Holy shit! But the other great nerfs, the player damage multipliers being
Mhm.
changed. This is huge. This is huge win. I think the bonus damages effects that apply to players' weapons no longer stack multiplicatively. The
Mhm.
highest applicable bonus will be used instead. 20 thumbs up. That's going to be especially nice in PvE. It's going to make PvP feel less um, random. Frontal Assault is being changed. Thank God. Well of Radiance is being changed. Thank God. Weapons of Light. Thank God. I don't even know what Sun Warrior is. I couldn't give a shit. But the other stuff, like 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I don't know what Sun
Really
Warrior
good.
is either.
No clue, dude.
Frontal Assault is just that thing where they melee and then they get a damage buff, right?
Yeah, and then you 2-tap with your spare rations.
Okay.
Yeah, if you stack Swashbuckler and Frontal Assault, you can 2-tap with the spare rations and chain it for half a crucible game.
All right
So
then.
glad that's gone. Nice, nice, nice.
Bottom tree hammer. Oh yeah, that's a buff.
That's a
Uh
buff.
oh, never mind. It's only weapons of light getting a buff. Sun Warrior is a bottom tree hammer thing apparently.
Oh. No,
No one uses that. That's the one with sunspots, but
yeah.
maybe more people use it. I don't know. Oh, that's what it is. You stand in the sunspot. If you stand in the
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
sunspot, you get
I
a
remember that.
damage buff.
Yeah, terrible. Trash.
But now it's
Um,
going to apply to your teammates though. You can throw it down and your teammates get the buff. So that
I mean,
even though it's less damage, it's still more useful.
I don't think anyone's gonna be using that, dude. I really don't.
Well, they're like buffing the amount of time that they last and all sorts of stuff. I don't know. We'll see. But
I still don't see it. I
yeah.
still don't see it. It's just like that's not the pace that PvP moves at, you know?
Especially you got to stand still. Like
Yeah,
people aren't even able to be successful standing in a well right now. Like you
yeah,
could still just snipe them in the head, you
yeah.
know?
Yep.
So,
And it's about to be even harder to stand in a well.
yeah.
So that's that. I wanna can we skip a little forward to the armor because I wanna be mad for a second.
Good.
Um why the fuck so I in my opinion, the raid armor is always just like the most desired set in the game, right? Raids are Destiny's most
Uh
pinnacle activity. The raid set is something to be coveted.
Hey, side note, by the way, before you get mad, Godin is telling me you just run through the sunspot and you get that buff. You don't have to stay in it. So that's actually a pretty big deal.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm into that. We should see how that plays.
yeah. Go ahead.
That sounds better. I might try it. JK. Uh, the raid armor is reskinned Eververse armor.
Yes.
That is a huge insult to the PvE community.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's literally just reskinned Eververse armor.
Yes.
From the worst expansion in the game. And it looks like trash.
I gotta be honest. I've read about this. I know about it. I don't remember this armor. I mean, I never bought Eververse armor, so it's not surprising. But yes,
I have it. I
Do
have
you?
this armor set.
Okay.
And
There's ornaments on it.
yeah, nice.
Yeah.
It's reskinned Eververse
Yeah.
armor for the raid. You've got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
I have to say though, the season rank rewards, I don't even know what that is. Do you know what that is? What are the premium season rank rewards?
Oh, you didn't read last week's TWAB.
No, I didn't.
You're gonna be even more mad.
Am I? Why?
Well, there's a battle pass for Destiny now.
That's what this is from?
No. Oh wait, which one are we talking about?
I'm talking about the substitutional armor set and the phenotype armor set.
Yes, this is from the battle pass pretty much. It looks like I don't know what portion of the battle pass, but so basically at the beginning of every season, everyone's going to be on a battle pass track. If you buy the season for $10, then you'll be on the premium track. If you don't buy it, then you'll still get stuff, but at a slower pace, basically. Man, oh, you're in for it. I hate to tell you, it's not even just cosmetics. There's a fucking exotic in there. He doesn't even know about this. Oh man, his brain is breaking. Yeah, I had a whole argument with Eddie about this last week. Apparently, like last week when I was talking about it, I was the only one who was super negative. Chat was like yelling at me, telling me like it's actually like a good thing that's coming.
It's just like, how do you have a battle pass
Mm-hmm.
and have all these sick new armor sets and then reskin the fucking raid armor?
Yeah, because
Because they're getting paid less to make the raid armor.
right, exactly. I mean, this
That's an insult.
well, dude, look at there's a theory out there, and it's not that implausible. The phenotype plasticity universal ornament set. Like a lot of people saw this and they said this was supposed to be the raid armor, and that they decided to monetize it instead.
I mean, that seems not unlikely.
Right.
I thought that this was going to be the raid armor.
Yep.
The first time we saw it, it would make sense if we're doing
Vex.
like a garden raid,
Yeah.
that this would be the raid armor.
Mm-hmm.
And it does not make sense really that it would be the Mercury armor.
Right. I mean, to be honest with you, I am going to have universal ornaments on my armor at all times anyway, because I'm going to want a matching set, and I'm going to have a mix and matched set to have the best stats possible. So I'm not that pissed, but I do think that it is kind of unacceptable that they're taking stuff out of like the playing part of the game in favor of the paid part of the game. So
Wait, so can you buy Shadowkeep like with the battle pass included, or like how
yeah, well, so Shadowkeep actually.
so you have to buy the season pass and the battle pass?
No, hold on. All right, so Shadowkeep, if you buy Shadowkeep, you have bought into the first season. You don't have to pay additional anything.
Okay.
So it's free with Shadowkeep. The following season it'll be $10. You can buy it standalone, or if you bought the $60 version of Shadowkeep, you have the battle pass for the entire year, and so
if you buy the season, you get the pass.
right.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, like costing money, but we talked about like the way, like if you go back to last week's TWAB and look at it, it'll show you like basically there's like non-cosmetic stuff in there. That's my contentious point. I hate that there's an exotic in there. You do get the exotic even if you don't buy it, but you have to work a lot harder. That's fine. You wouldn't have gotten it at all before, but it comes at rank 1 if you buy it. So basically you're gonna get an exotic for free for buying it, which feels very pay to win. It's kind of just a huge mess, like the way that they're
Yeah,
implementing this.
it's just odd that like now there's like a battle pass and seasons and Eververse. They were like really big on like simplifying like the pay model, and this
Well,
seems like more complicated.
because this is what they're doing is like, all right, so if you don't buy Shadowkeep and you're like somebody who's a new light guardian or whatever
Yeah,
playing the whole game for free,
yeah,
then if you're somebody who's like, oh, I don't really want to buy Shadowkeep because you have access to all the destinations, even if you don't have the end game activities, then you could just spend $10 and buy the season if you really get into it, is like the
yeah,
idea.
yeah. That's nice.
Oh, here's
I get
another
that.
thing too. So the seasonal ranks are going to go 1 to 100, I believe. And Luke Smith said at the end of the season, they're going to have a paid catch-up mechanic since things go away, where people are going to have the option to pay money to blast through those seasonal ranks really fast. Oh man.
I'll catch you later, bro.
Yeah.
You know, no.
I'm really not a fan of the Dreambane armor set, dude. I hate like
Dude,
the space look, like the
yeah,
astronaut.
I just gotta be honest. I think again, like all of that makes me angry, but the thing that makes me the most angry is all of these sets look cool on everything but the hunter. Like all the hunter sets look like trash. I want the
Hmm.
substitutional armor set. That's like the only. It looks the Halo, the substitutional hunter armor looks like Halo armor, and it's like, yeah, I'm down. But
I don't like the leaves.
yeah, but it's better than I don't know. Go down to the fucking Empyrean cartographer set. You got like horns. Your body looks all lopsided. You got one arm that you've like been doing that thing with, and so it's all buff, and your other one's fucking skinny. Well, I had to say jacking off on Guardian Cast. I'm gonna say jacking off on Guardian Cast.
I think I'm
Uh,
most offended by the pointy boots. I don't know why they keep doing the pointy boots, dude.
Boots are so bad, dude. And the capes, like it's not hard to make a cape look cool. Capes are naturally cool. You don't have to. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that to them. Capes are just cool.
There's a quiver on his back.
The quiver is cool, but the hood is like, you know what? Let me tell you what I would pay. I would empty my bank account
Huh.
into Eververse
Uh-huh.
if we could get a hoodie as a hunter, right? Like, if
I
we
kind of
could get
like,
like a pullover hoodie.
so aside from the full armor set, I don't really like the full hunter armor set for the phenotype, but the cape is pretty cool because it's the only one I know of with no hood. If you wore just that cape, that might actually be something with another set.
Yeah, but then you have a radio antenna on your back.
Are you sure that's not a part of the chest piece?
I am
God damn you.
800% positive. You have a radio antenna. And you look like a, oh my god, who's that?
The shoulders make you look like a Titan, dude. I don't know what they were
Dude,
thinking with that.
the hunter set, you look like, it makes you look like Zerg. That cape is oh my god, there's this alien bad guy from an old cartoon. Hear me out here. And he wears this
Titanic's great.
cape with pointy shoulders, but his head is just a brain, right? He's like an alien, he's got
Oh,
like a
I know what you're
skull that
talking
has a
about.
brain on top.
Yeah.
That's what that cape looks like, dude. Who is that?
It's like he's got like a fishbowl helmet and it's just a
Yeah.
brain inside it. I know exactly what you're talking about. He was like the villain or whatever.
Yeah, man. What's that from?
I have no idea. That's something that's like buried deep in my head from my
Yeah,
childhood.
that's some
TMNT,
90s shit.
is that Ninja Turtles?
No way, dude.
That's what Godin's saying. I have no idea.
I don't think so. Teenage Mutant Ninja
Metroid. No. It was like a
Bad
cartoon.
Guys. No. This is Bag Guys. No, that's not what I meant to type in. I definitely had his action figure. I definitely had an action figure. All right, I'm gonna try this one. Villain, skull with brain, cape. No, I got Skeletor. All right, I gotta refine my search a little. Oh well, I'm not gonna be able to find it. Sad about it.
Hmm.
Sad, 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 sad. But that's the twab. Other than the Armor 2.0 reprisals, you can read that. I don't really care. I'm glad I'm glad the Black Armory Forge armor is on that list because that's my favorite set of Hunter armor.
On what list?
The Armor 2.0 reprisals.
Everything is coming forward. All the old stuff.
Well, this isn't all the old stuff.
It's everything except faction rallies and Trials of Osiris. Or Trials
Oh.
of the Nine.
Well, I'm super glad the Black Armory stuff is coming forward.
Yep. Not year 2 stuff? What? Yeah.
Well, it says Crucible Year 1, Vanguard Year 1.
Oh, I see. For the vendors, yeah, because it's not going to drop anymore. Yeah. Year 2 PvP stuff is not going to be there. Yeah.
This year PvP stuff was also trash, so.
Well, those two things, I gotta be honest, like, everybody's excited. They're bringing back the Year 1 Crucible and Vanguard stuff. It's like, that just seems lazy to me. I don't like that much. Like,
Yeah.
I would have rather them made new stuff, but.
Yeah. I liked one of the Crucible set. I like the Crucible set with the ornaments. I don't know if I have the ornaments on PC though. Oh,
Dude, it's from Buzz Lightyear.
It's from Buzz Lightyear,
yeah.
Dude. Yeah, Buzz.
It's called. It's like a brain pod, and I don't know what that thing's name is, but yeah, it's from Buzz Lightyear. Type in Buzz Lightyear brain pod, and you'll see the alien brain that's like in a little. Yep.
That's not the guy I was thinking of, but that's definitely close.
Freakazoid is like an actual brain. I don't.
Oh well. Anyway, that's the twab.
Yeah.
You got anything else?
I'm excited for next week. Looking at the weapon balance changes.
Yeah.
In terms of the maps that are getting taken out, I'm really upset that Dead Cliffs is one of them. I really like Dead Cliffs. Damage actually said about this on Twitter. The reason that was one of the ones chosen is because the spawn trapping is so easy to manipulate, which I agree with, but I don't think they needed to take it out. They could have just worked on it while it's still in the game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't think this was such a big deal if I trusted them to fix it quickly, but I know how Bungie is, and this is going to be a year before we see this frickin' map ever again.
I agree.
So. Oh yeah, they said there's a preview. Sunshot's gonna have 12 in the mag, and Graviton Lance is getting a 30% PvE damage increase. So that's like a preview for the weapon sandbox changes. Sunshot getting 12 in the mag is good, but I don't think that's enough to make it viable. It needs to stop shaking around the screen so much and obstructing my view. So unless you fix that, I don't care what you do to that gun.
Spare rations exist. Dude, I just got Rose today. I'm destroying with Rose. I don't even have the masterwork on it. It's like so good.
Yeah, it's good. I really want to farm a spare rations next week.
Yeah, I'm going to, so let's team up.
Hell yeah. Thanks everybody for coming into GuardianCast. You guys have been awesome. This has been the 76th episode. We look forward to seeing you next week. Share this episode with your friends, family, blah, 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 everybody you know.
Nice.